that's happening today.
Oh, without a doubt, I'm with you 100%. And I could be as as honest as I can be. I mean, I think this current administration is an absolute disaster, in my opinion. I mean, I don't, like I said, when you ride for the brand. I'm an American, and I respect the office of the presidency, but I think the president should show leadership, as should law enforcement. And I've always told that for the cops and detectives that worked for me, is that right or wrong, make a decision, and we'll discuss it later. Trust your judgment. Trust your instinct. You're in a position to make a decision. People are looking to you at a crime scene, especially you, Ranger, at a crime scene. They're looking at you to make the important decision, and sometimes the unpopular decision, to take charge, to take control, to show leadership. That is something that I think is lost in today's media when you see a lot of these shows showing men less than masculine. It's almost like the emasculization of America.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it. There's so much patent leather. We need more general patent, less patent leather, to be honest with you.
Well, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. I tell when here back when I left the Ranger Service in 1st October of '93, 1st September of '93, and I had to wait 30 days before my retirement was official. But we had a governor named Ann Richards that mandated the hiring of women in the Ranger Service, and I knew that was coming. I knew that it was going to sooner or later go, because women were coming into the police departments and sheriff's departments all over the United States, and I knew that was coming. And I didn't have anything against a woman being a Ranger if she had to meet as long as she met the same qualifications I had to meet to be a Ranger. In other words, I had 8 years service as a law enforcement officer. They hired the 2 women that they hired when I retired myself, and about 16 or 17 other older Rangers retired in 1st October of '93. The 2 women they hired, neither one were DPS employees, but neither one of them have ever made a physical arrest. One of them was a driver's license sergeant. The other one went on the highway patrol. She worked about a month or so riding with a partner, getting broke in, didn't like the work, and they put her in the office in Houston serving traffic warrants over the telephone. Now, that's the 2 that, and so that made us guys, that was demeaning to the Ranger Service, not because they were women, because they weren't qualified for the job.
Exactly. Yep. No, I agree.
But anyway, they tell me that I had never met her. They say that we got one now that spent 12 years on the highway patrol, and they say she's making a good hand. And I'm glad to hear that. But I know women are good investigators. I worked with some women FBI agents when I was a Ranger, and they're terrific investigators. They got a couple of things that we have a little bit of, is called intuition and hunches. And if you don't think they have that, marry one of them.
Yeah, there you go. That's true. How true it is. You're not kidding. I'd like to ask you one more question, Ranger Jackson, with only 21 minutes left. If anybody would like to call in at 347-945-5285. Have you ever been contacted in making a movie regarding your life? Because I tell you, it's just, this is the quietest the chat room has been and the telephone lines, because I think you got people practically hypnotized with what's going on in your career. Have you ever been approached regarding making a movie?
Well, I had. And they should. A contract. Yeah, we had a contract with had an option with 2929, which a fellow that owns the Dallas Mavericks, and I can't think of his name right now in Dallas. Anyway, they just done. They moved. They were getting ready to start. They had a good movie script, and based on this Colorado Canyon shooting on the Rio Grande, and that story, they were getting ready to put this thing together, and then the Cormac McCarthy come out with the book The Road, and they went and filmed that, and it turned out that I guess they spent $30, $40, $50 million on that thing, and it turned out to be a flop in the theater. And I imagine they wish now they went ahead and done mine. But anyway, I've got a contract signed now with another actor producer, and so it looks like it may go. Hopefully, if it does, right now, Robert Duvall is a personal friend of mine. I've got to meet, really a super guy. He may, if this thing goes, he may end up playing Captain Ali in that, and Kevin Costner may end up playing me. I don't know.
No kidding.
Somebody, but if the thing happens the way it's moving right now, so I don't know. somebody asked me one time, said, if they make a movie, who do you want to play you? And I said, well, I had a guy picked out, but he died. I said, oh, Don Knox.
That was good. Very good. Very good. Good for you.
What could be better? One bullet and one ranger. You know, Don Knox, the sheriff, wasn't a major. He couldn't carry but one bullet and he carried it in his shirt pocket.
That's right. He's carried it in his shirt pocket. Absolutely. Well, to let you know also, if you need some help on the movie, I'm available. Mike Damone. I'm not 6'5", but listen, I could talk like nobody's business. And of course, that's Joaquin Jackson from OneRanger.org. You can pick up both of his books, OneRanger.org, One Ranger, a memoir, and One Ranger Returns. And I really can't thank you enough for coming on with us and spending over an hour with myself and all of the people that listen, especially those guys in the law enforcement community. Would you like to say anything before we sign off, Ranger Jackson? Because I can't thank you enough. I truly can't. Well,
you're sure welcome. I wish I was out here talking where I'm looking at the mountains here. We're in the mountainous part of Texas, and elevation right where I live is right at a mile high. But I'm sitting here right now next to a stock tank out in the pasture, so I wouldn't be disturbed while we're having this conversation. And I'm talking over a speakerphone on my cell in my vehicle, and I'm looking at a black calf sucking his mama cow, and I've seen a couple of mule deer walk by a while ago, and so anyway, wish you was out here to look at this. It's beautiful.
Absolutely, I wish I was too. Like I said, we're interviewing Ranger Joaquin Jackson, of course the legend, the owner of the website OneRanger.org, and the author of two books, One Ranger, a memoir, One Ranger Returns, who will gladly personalize and autograph the books if you order them from his website. That's correct, isn't it, Ranger?
That's right. And I want one other little thing. I was talking about the movie thing. Tom Selleck is a close personal friend of mine. I'm on the board of directors of the National Rifle Association, and Tom Selleck is too. And somebody said something when this movie was putting about we were at someplace and the wife was present and said, what about Tom Selleck playing you? And my wife jumps up and says, if Tom Selleck plays Joaquin, I'm playing myself.
There you go. That's right. Good for you. Good for you, man. I tell you, it was just a thrill talking to you, Joaquin, and hopefully we'll get back to talk to you again, especially when they make a movie regarding your life. I'd love to do another interview.
Oh, we'll do it anytime, Mike. It's been enjoyable. Thanks. Always good to talk to another fellow peace officer.
Absolutely. And once again, listeners, that's OneRanger.org. Order the book, guys. He'll definitely autograph it for you. And thank you again for calling in, Ranger Jackson. I truly appreciate it, and the audience appreciates it. Let me tell you something. There's nothing like one brother officer to another. And you know, we couldn't have two different careers, but I felt like I've worked with you my entire life. I want to thank you for that.
Well, I thank you, and where you work's a hell of a lot tougher than where I worked.
And now you're being modest. Thank you again, Ranger Jackson.
Take care, Mike.
Bye-bye. Boy, I got to tell you something, guys. I got to tell you something. I'm truly humbled.